During the early 1960s, the old Loew's Victoria Theater on 125th Street, which could hold more than 2,000 patrons, became my family's favorite go-to place for movies. But even as I marveled at the auditorium's vastness, the room's open space filled me with dread, especially during horror flicks. To show you what I mean, here are my 5 scariest horror film moments from the 1960s. Number 5, The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Joseph Green was the director, and it starred Adele Lamont, Jason Evers, and Bruce Brighton. An unorthodox doctor experiments with human transplants, and he is hopelessly in love. But after a tragic car accident, he saves his fiancée's head with the plan to attach it to another shapely somebody. As outlandishly dumb as all this was, the real fright lay behind a mysterious locked door.
What's locked behind that door?
Horror. No normal mind can imagine. Something even more terrible than you. There is a horror beyond yours, and it's in there. Behind that door is the sum total of Dr. Corton's mistakes. Keep it locked.
As I sat in the theater, my young mind kept imagining what the monster might look like behind the door. I can still remember the heightened tension when it finally opened. Number 4, The Haunting. Robert Wise directed this stylish psychological ghost story, which starred Julie Harris, Claire Bloom, Richard Johnson, and Ross Tamblyn. Her mother's death and a mysterious invitation draw Eleanor to the infamous Hill House, which has seen a variety of terrifying deaths. A paranormal investigator has brought together a small group of individuals to spend one night there and survive. To me, the most unnerving scene was the ghost's attempt to enter a particular room as the group stood paralyzed.
Gonna start everything all over again.
Number 3, Black Sunday. Mario Bava directed this Gothic film, and it starred horror film fame Barbara Steele. The producers altered the original Italian release of this film for American audiences due to its sexuality and violence. It's the story of a vampire witch, played by Steele, who during a dark tribunal was branded and sentenced to death because of her gruesome crimes. The film had minimal scary moments, but 2 were exceptionally unnerving. One was the mask scene, which had me pushing back in my seat to avoid the pain.
Cover her face with the mask of Satan. Nail it down.
And the second was how Steele looked upon her return for vengeance 2 centuries later. Number 2, Mr. Sardonicus. This gruesome film, directed by William Castle, starred Oscar Homaka, Ronald Lewis, Audrey Dalton, and Guy Rolfe as Mr. Sardonicus. As a desperate man retrieves a lottery ticket from his father's buried coffin, the fright causes drastic alterations to the man's face. Now wealthy, he names himself Mr. Sardonicus and hides behind a mask. After torturous experiments on others to cure his facial affliction, Sardonicus' face is finally displayed. I saw that scene with 10-year-old eyes, and I couldn't accept that the stretched smile was only a mask. To me, it looked too real, and I could only turn my eyes away every time they showed that face. Number 1. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? Robert Aldrich directed this horror masterpiece with noteworthy performances by 2 silver screen stars, Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. The basic plot is that vaudeville child star Baby Jane Hudson grows up and causes an auto accident, leaving her sister Blanche an invalid. For years, Jane has been responsible for her sister Blanche's care, and finally, Jane is sick of it. Disdain turns to torture as poor Blanche is on the short end of her sister's crazy stick. Superb drama and horror occur as these actors spar with one another and carry the film to its remarkably haunting ending. But as unnerving as their interactions were, the movie was not what scared me. About a month prior to the release of the film, I sat through its coming attraction. The cameraman panned closer as the narrator spoke of how suspenseful and macabre the film would be. The broken-headed doll used in the advertisement sent a chill up my spine. I tried to turn away from the big screen, but this image seared into my mind for many sleepless nights. Well, that's my list. Thanks for watching. Let me know your favorite movies from the 1960s in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and explore my other endless perceptions.